Hello everyone, Railgan here with another CVT replay. This time we're having a look at the replay of Game of Thrones, a diamond level Zerg player who messaged me this game and said, I think I spread creep well and held off early aggression okay. I did a run by which did a good amount of damage. However, I feel like I never know how to engage and when the best time to counterattack or tech is, or to be defensive. And then he said, I generally have a problem with keeping my resources low. Scouting is also lacking quite a bit, in my opinion. So if you look at this game, he starts off with a hatch gas pool opener. Pretty standard. Overlord nicely timed, 16 drones on the main mineral line, as we want to see. Let's have a look at the early game before we move on. He's building overlords, yes, that's good. Not getting supply blocked. Constant overlord production. Have a quick look. He has one drone in the gas. He has this queen and this queen for injecting. 3 minutes 30. As soon as you have your link speed, you generally want to take a third unless you go for a tech like a 2-base lair. So the third base is a little bit late. He takes it at 350, which is okay. He takes that one over there, which is fine as well. Then the double evolution chamber for the upgrades. I think I don't really play this style, but I can definitely see it making sense. I feel like one evolution chamber is a little bit too early. Then he puts drones in the gas. He's spreading creep pretty well, as he mentioned. He also built a lot of queens to do that. Then he holds off the 16 marine drop just fine. See the scouting information. Well, this is definitely a problem, right? If you play like this, first of all I want to say there's nothing necessarily wrong with this. There are pros who play like this as well, where they just play in the dark and are like 5 minute 20, the 16 marine drop arrives. 40 seconds later, maybe Widowmine drop. No Widowmine drop, maybe Liberator. Position queens accordingly. Okay, there's nothing wrong with playing like that. But I feel like it's a lot harder than it needs to be. Like right now, you're playing completely in the dark. You don't know, does my opponent have a third base? Is he going for a 2-base all-in? What if this guy just went mass marine tank with 5 barracks and 2 bases and decided to do a big push? You would have no idea at all. So if you have all these links, just scout a bit. I know you said scouting is lacking, and I can definitely see why, because you don't scout at all. Not even with an overlord. Maybe just try to get overlord speed in your games. Mine that 100 more gas, invest those 100 minerals, go for overlord speed, maybe have some fun with some drops. But you have to scout if you want to get better, I feel like. It will really help you. Not sure how you play the other matchups. I feel like no scouting at all in CBC is definitely a sure way to lose a lot of games. Right here we have the Widowmine. I mean, you're doing a really good job at defending these drops. That's really well done by you. I also mention a run by. You go for this mass queen strategy. Not really my style of play, but I know a lot of people like it. The 2-2 upgrades are really late. And you have a lot of drones in this main mineral line. This one is saturated. No drones in the gas, so just take 6 drones from here, put them in the gas. You do have a lot of money right now. I'm not sure what are you trying. Why do you build even more drones actually? And to saturate the 4th base as well, I guess. But when my 4th finished, I always look at my main base and I'm like, okay, I can pull 8 drones from my main base. 8 drones are always enough in the main base by the time the 4th finishes, or usually are. Oh, that was lucky. That Widowmine could have done a lot more damage. Yeah, this is a pretty good defense though. The upgrades are late, the infestation pit is late, the hive gets started immediately, that's really good. I feel like you're a little bit out of position with your links. You don't really protect this space or this space, but the creep spread is doing really well. Said I did a run by which did a good amount of damage. Did you already do the run by? Right? Ah, right here, this is what you mean probably. Well, he has no vision on that either. Let's see. The attack is there, the run by. Well, let's quickly have a look at this run by, right? We open the resources lost tab. Now right now it's 2.3k to 3.5. That run by, you killed a lot of his SCVs. This bird gets damaged a little bit. But you also invested a lot. You even invested gas, which is probably worth more than minerals. You're building a lot of macro hatcheries, I can see why. You're not really spending the larva, like, right? Now you're starting to spend it. I feel like if you only build links, you don't actually need this much gas. You would need a spy earlier on, because you could have 10 corruptors out by now, no problem. They would really help you with the defense of these drops. Also, your upgrades were later than his. If your upgrades are later than your opponents and you're going for a link style, that's really bad. Because the link style only works if you have at the very least even upgrades. You want an advantage generally if your upgrades are a little bit quicker, but if you have even upgrades it can be okay. Of course you're microing on two fronts, so you said your micro is pretty bad. I feel like you were very lucky with the Widowmine hits so far. They always target around a lot and don't really shoot. Let's have a look at your camera quickly.
Mineral field depleted.
Looking around. Targeting stuff. Okay. You're just looking there. Production tab, links, mutas. Why do you build mutalisks at the 12-minute mark when you can also... Okay, I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit, but first of all let's watch how this goes. You can definitely win this fight with these units, right? Some more banelings. You have so much money. But... how do I put this? Like, you cannot... it's really hard to spend your money if all you build are links. You have pretty much a 4-base saturation and you're trying to spend all that money on links. Yep. Yeah, you kind of fell asleep over there, I guess. A little bit. You have the Ultralisk Cavern. You're not building ultras right now. You have a lot of money actually, that one Panic Swarm host is coming as well. Gonna speed this up a little bit. Okay. The problem is right now you spend all your gas on the Mutalisks, right? So you don't actually have gas to build many ultras at all. You could have also just built some corruptors, as I mentioned. Link Baneflood, add some corruptors, because this guy's not building tanks or anything. So corruptors are even better against the Liberators and Medivacs. Just kill the Medivacs and Liberators and flood them with Link Baneling while you get ultras out. But Mutalisks are very expensive and really poor at battles, as you just saw. I mean, I don't need to comment on that. Those mutas could have been 4 Ultralisks easily. Easily 4 Ultralisks, and then you would have crushed this battle. You did build Corruptors, they just came out too late. Now I'm gonna go quickly over this replay again and give you my second thoughts on it. First of all, you mentioned that run by, which did a good amount of damage. You also invested about as much into the run by as you did damage. Of course, killing workers can be good, but I don't think the run by was really worth it because you invested so much. Then again, you did have a lot of money, and you kind of have to spend it, right? So let's see where the resource problem starts. We go for these queens early on, really good. Right now you can still kind of keep the money low. Now it's starting to go higher. It already started to go higher a little bit, but then you build more queens and the resources go low again. You can keep it down to like 500, 300, which is not too bad. But all you're building are links. Right now, right? Keep your larva count low. You try to inject, but you have 3 hatcheries. And you cannot. If you saturate 3 hatcheries on the minerals, you cannot build enough links. It's simply impossible. You cannot spend your money on links. You need to build at least 2 more hatcheries. Just build 2 more hatcheries if you want to go mass link. Build them early on. Take a 4th and a 5th. Or take a 4th and build a macro hatchery, but don't do it. Don't do this. Like, you cannot spend the money. And then you either want a fast infestation pit, like way faster. You go for the hive so you can spend your gas. Or build infestors, or you go for the spire and add mutalisks, because mutalisks cost a lot of minerals and gas per larva. So you could have just built 12 mutas now and your money would be gone, right? Would have spent your money. You said your micro is a problem. I don't think your micro is that bad. I can tell that you mostly do A moving and you don't really transfuse too much. And the flow on the transfuses, you are defending pretty well though. Like, you didn't take too much damage. Workers killed 17. No, you killed 17. You only killed 2 workers. This is not bad. This is good defense. The problem is just, in my opinion, your biggest problem. You're trying to build Link Queen Baneling, but you're getting way more money than you can spend. It's not really a problem of pressing the wrong buttons. It's just a problem of building the wrong units or buildings. Either build more hatcheries earlier on, and you have your 3rd going near saturation. Build more hatcheries, and late game, do not build mutalisks late game, please. Please do not do that. Just build corruptors, because the corruptors are tankier. They deal decently with liberators. They do not immediately die to widow mines. They do not immediately explode against marines, even though they have 3 upgrades, so might need to add an armor upgrade on them as well. And just get ultralisks out. If you build the ultralisk cabin, if you get the hive, you could have had this all way quicker. If you have this much money, just invest it into tech. Your your 2-2 was delayed as well, I think. Have a quick look at that. How long you delay your 2-2? Because I think it's by quite a bit. You don't want to delay your 2-2 if you have too much money anyways, right? You can also, like, you could have also just built 10 hydras or 15 hydras or something, but build something that costs a lot of money, not just links. Or either tech, build hatcheries, or something that costs a lot of money. Your melee upgrade is delayed already. That's okay. I know why, right? You didn't mine enough gas. I like to take my 2nd gas a little bit quicker right now. Your 2nd armor upgrade hasn't started. Could have started a minute ago. Still hasn't started. Still hasn't started. 2 minutes later. Still no 2nd armor upgrade. Still no 2-2 on the way. It's like your armor upgrade was finished. Let's pause. Your armor upgrade was finished before his 2-2 started. Now his 2-2 is almost done, and you haven't started your 2-2 yet, while you have this much money. If you go for the link style, you need heavy upgrades. Heavy upgrades are the key to make links efficient. And I think that's pretty much what I want to tell you about this game. I think I told you how to keep your resources low. Scouting. Just have to force yourself to scout and learn. It's definitely a big problem. Send your overlords in to scout, get overlord speed, scout with some links to see, is he building Hellions, is he going for the marine drop, is he going for a marine tank push, is he going benches, because as you might just get surprised, you're just metagaming him at this point and trying to defend against the most popular builds. Of course, queens are good against anything. Scouting is not that important in this matchup, but I would still do it. Any bonus question? Just any good tips to help with these problems? Yeah, I think I talked about that. I think you're a pretty good player, but there's definitely still things that you need to work on. So I hope this replay, my analysis helped you. You will have a look at my tips. Maybe if you have more questions, feel free to ask. You know, if you have more questions, just PM me on YouTube or on Reddit. Or even if someone else has any questions, just send me them. I'll answer them. Just try to give you guys honest feedback. What I think went wrong doesn't mean that it's the only thing, or doesn't mean that I'm 100% correct. It's just how I perceive the game. But I think the mistakes and problems are. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!